Okay, next is the principle of subrogation. What is this? Okay, it is a transfer of rights from the insured to the insurer to take actions against a third party that cause loss to the insured. Okay, this allows the insurer to recover loss from the third party's insurer, and this is usually applicable in general insurance or contracts of indemnity, like car, property, and medical insurance. So it's not really relevant in life insurance policies. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so say there are two parties, which is Miss Wright, okay, and her neighbor named Mr. Reckless. Okay, say one day Miss Wright, her property gets burnt in a fire. Okay, and so what happens is, say for example, Miss Wright had already insured her property with AIA insurance. So upon a loss in a fire, so AIA will conduct some investigations, to see what is the peril, what is the cause of loss, and what is the value of the loss. So let's say that the damages amount to 500k, but at the same time, just let's say that they found out that Mr. Reckless, who is a neighbor of Miss Wright, maybe he had done, not been careful about switching off the gas in his house, which caused the loss to his neighbor, which is Miss Wright. So upon investigation, say that AIA discovered that Mr. Reckless had been negligent, had not been careful, and he was the one that actually, contributed to this loss. So what happens is that, okay, AIA will still pay the damages, the losses, up to 500k to Miss Wright, assuming that she had insured the property sufficiently. Okay, but at the same time, AIA can also file a lawsuit against Mr. Reckless for his negligence in causing the fire. So under the principle of subrogation, the insured gives the right or transfers the right to AIA to conduct on her behalf, to file a lawsuit against the third party who had contributed towards the loss. So subrogation is a transfer of the rights, to claim from the third party, who is also somehow involved in the causation of this loss. Okay, next is the principle of insurable interest. Okay, what does this mean? Is to have insurable interest is to have economic relevance and or financial dependence on the subject matter being insured. The absence of insurable interest could lead to malicious intents that would deem the purchase of insurance unenforceable. A person must have insurable interest on the subject matter to allow any purchase of insurance on the subject matter. So earlier on, I gave an example of a husband purchasing a medical insurance policy for the wife. In that case, the husband has insurable interest on the wife because he is the provider. Maybe he as a husband, of course, he has to provide for the wife. So that also includes medical expenses. So it is not wrong for him to buy an insurance policy like that on the wife. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. Okay, so here we have husband and wife, just like I gave example just now. And then, okay, so a friend or a foe, can you buy insurance on your friend or on your enemy for that matter? Okay, so something to think about. What about neighbors? Do neighbors have insurable interests? What about a company and its employees? Yeah, so the company is an entity, and the employees are the people working in the company. So in each of these situation, which parties have insurable interest, and who doesn't have the insurable interest? Okay, husband and wife, as we discussed just now, there is insurable interest for either party to take up insurance on each other because they are legally bound, yeah, in matrimony, yeah, they are married, so they have insurable interest. And also, for example, like parents buying educational insurance policies for their children. Okay, parents have insurable interest on their children. Okay, so a friend or a foe, yeah. Well, this yes, a friend or a foe, you do not have insurable interest, so it would be quite suspicious if you buy an insurance policy or for your friend, okay, or even your girlfriend or boyfriend for that matter. Yeah, girlfriend and boyfriend, you're not legally married, there's no legal relationship yet, so there's actually no insurable interest. Yeah, so this caused some suspicion as to the intent. Yeah, if there is no insurable interest principle, then this may lead to a moral hazard, yeah, where you can take up an insurance policy, and this might lead to intentional acts of damage or so. Neighbors also usually no insurable interest. Okay, no relationship. Okay, so why should you take up an insurance policy on your neighbor? Okay, that's quite suspicious as well. So no insurable interest. And what about a company and its employees? Okay, this one, yes, you have insurable. There is insurable interest because the company depends a lot on their employees to work, yeah, and to continue the operations of the company. So, in the event if the employees get sick, yeah, or if a key person, a key manager passes away, that might have a financial implication on the company. So the company can actually take up insurance policies to protect, yeah, their employees. So in these two cases here, there is insurable interest, but not for these two cases.